Alright, welcome back to another Art of War 3 replay. I'm your host, JEONG SINAH, and today we're going to be showcasing an exciting 3v3 battle. It has been a long time since I've posted to my YouTube channel, so here we go. Just an update, I am still in fact playing the game, just not playing it as much as I used to. I've been busy in real life, so here we go. We're going to get into this battle. So if you can see, I am HQ3 at this time. I am going for an aviation build, and I'm telling my allies to produce vehicles. We're going to scout here onto the yellow player, and we can see that yellow is HQ2 at this time. Purple is rank 18. Green is also rank 18. And I am rank 20. We're facing off against a rank 20 player, which is the red player. That I'm inserting pressure on right now. Green and yellow are 18 and 19. We can see that my Zeus tanks here are trying to get control of the plateau. We're going to destroy a couple things there. We can see that red is trying to use towers to establish dominance on the battlefield here. So this is a smart move by the red player. Purple is doing a questionable build. Not really sure what purple's doing. Green is going for an okay build. We can see here that I am continuing to try and put pressure on the red player. We can see a lot of vehicles moving in. I just do not have the firepower to combat the resistance players right now. I need to fall back. So I'm HQ4 at this time. I'm trying to get some Thors out as well as my Solaris tank. We can see that green is under pressure from the yellow player. Green is asking for help. However, I cannot help out green right now. I am under pressure myself. So I'm trying to make Torrents and Zeus tanks for defense. Going to use a gold combat defense boost. Vertex coming in here. We're going to destroy a couple tanks there. Nice pickup, but we're under pressure still from Grenadiers. This is a decent amount of ground troops attacking my base here, and I got to defend this, or I'm going to be in big trouble. We see these resistance units putting steady fire onto my supply centers. Meanwhile, purple is launching an assault. This is not going well for the purple player. Purple only has a handful of hammer tanks and a few assaults. We can see green is HQ4, and we can just tell overall that the resistance side, I think, has the tech advantage over us. My allies are not playing as well as these resistance players, so we're in a little bit of a tough spot. Purple is finally taking up to HQ3. My units, meanwhile, continuing to just exert pressure on these resistance forces that are trying to break me. We got some snipers from the red player, and we are going to go ahead and clean up those troops. I basically need to get red to stop attacking me for long enough to get a Solaris tank out on the battlefield. I'm going to use a red construction boost, reconstruction boost, sorry, to get my infrastructure back up. Okay, we got some conversation happening between green and purple. So just continuing to tech up here. I'm trying to get my Solaris tank out as fast as possible still. I'm going to go ahead and scout the yellow players. So green's requesting for assistance. Let's see what they're up to. Looks like yellow is HQ3. Green is HQ4, going for a JCP army build. And it looks like red is going for Jaguars and Porcupines. Red is fully developed. Looks like red is a pretty sizable army. So I need to hurry up and get that Solaris tank out. Looks like green is requesting for help once again. Let's see what's happening over here. Looks like it is alligators moving in to attack the green player. Looks like yellow is also moving some troops in to defend the center there. So purple is not going to be able to go in for the assist. Green is going to have to defend this one for themselves. Looks like purple is attempting to capture the resource container using assault and hammer tanks. That is a questionable build from my ally. I don't really know what my purple ally is doing there. Green, meanwhile, is actually doing a decent job defending against these gators and has enough troops to finish off the gators. And there we go. The last gator does get cleaned up. Purple's doing okay right now, but here comes a JCP army from the green player, and purple is just not equipped. Look at this build. This is just a handful of infantry and hammer tanks, and that's a lot of Jaguar fire onto those tanks. Purple is in fact in trouble. Purple's going to try and combat the fog, but this is a questionable build. We see a lot of vehicles in the fog. That is not going to be good for purple. Purple does not have the vehicles prepared to do a proper defense. I, on the other hand, I finally got my Solaris tank out. We're trying to bait the red player. We're actually going to try and push onto the plateau a little bit. So gold vehicle attack boost. There goes the charge beam from the Solaris tank. And my torrents are going to help to exert fire onto the red player as well. Red's got tons of troops on the plateau. So I'm going to be depending heavily on my durability for the units to try and get me through this engagement. My Solaris tank is in danger of going down though. So I'm going to retreat the Solaris tank. Thor coming in, we got to score a nice hit onto some of the vehicles there. Red is losing a lot of units. Purple is under fire though, and Purple is doing a really terrible job fighting this fog. It's not going well for Purple. So I need to try and take out the red player, so I'm going to start to move onto the plateau here. I'm going to start to exert some fire onto the red player. Okay, this JCP army is moving straight for the purple player. Purple is in huge trouble. Purple does not have the tech to defend themselves. Green is trying to come back for the assistance to help out. Oh my goodness. Well, there goes Purple. Purple just surrendered, so Purple will not be able to help us out anymore. So we got to do this ourselves. It's just going to be me and the green player left. Purple is out of the game. Green is doing a questionable job combating this fog. So I've got my torrents firing onto red. We're slowly making progress, but it is an absolute grind. Time is not our friend here. Purple is rapidly losing the last bits of their infrastructure. We're going to continue to try and press. Thor's coming in. We're going to score a nice hit on the assault vehicle factory. We see that red is HQ5. Red is relentlessly spamming units trying to defend. Here comes a Hawk from the yellow player. That is not a well upgraded Hawk. It's pretty slow right there. Purple's base is just getting decimated by these Jaguar tanks and the Chameleon as well, supporting them. So we've almost got full control of the plateau, but again, time is not on our side. We got a pretty full army right now. We've got almost 120 command points. So we're just trying to steadily move our way up into the red player's base. But I got to do this very slowly. I only have a couple Zeus tanks. Most of my firepower is coming from torrents. So I need to be really careful with those torrents. And oh my goodness, oh, this is bad news, Bears. Green is under heavy fire from both yellow and the enemy green player. And I am still stuck here, just trying to punch my way through the red player. I'm going to flag the JCP fog. I'm going to try and hit the vehicle, see if I can take some pressure off. This is not looking good at all. My Thors come in. We're going to score a few hits on the vehicles, not a direct hit on the JCP army though. And this is not looking good. We're still trying to press here. My torrents are trying to fire onto a couple anti-air towers. We got Grenadiers steadily streaming in from the red player, and this is really bad. Green just lost their headquarters. Green's trying to move in the last bits of their ground troops, but Green is severely crippled right now. This is quickly turning into a 1v3 battle. My odds are not looking good right now. Torrents are continuing to try and press. Lots of Jaguar tanks in the mix, just shredding the inside of the green player's base. You can see I've got tons of resources. I'm going to try and take advantage of those resources to just get some factories up, just to help with Zeus tank production. I'm switching to a ground army. I think that'll help me defend a little bit better. So my ground army is steadily moving up though. Looks like green is trying to desperately defend. They've only got a few torrents though. Meanwhile, red is continuing to hold me at bay. There's just too many grenadiers, too much infantry. Gonna send Thors once again. We are going to crush the other assault vehicle factory, so no more Jaguar tank production for the red player. We can see lots of barracks from the red player. Red is resorting to that infantry spam. Looks like yellow's moving in with their army to finish off green. The enemy green is moving in to attack my base. Lots of barracks coming up here. I'm trying to destroy the stupid construction yard so that I can just be done with red's barracks and endless spam. Here comes the JCP army back of the base. I don't have the ground troops to defend here though. This is not looking good. My entire army is at red's base, desperately trying to punch through. I cannot for the life of me punch through. Looks like yellow's finishing off the last bits of my allies' base. And here comes the JCP army. We see a few Jaguar tanks in the mix there. I'm going to lose all my doors. Oh, that's going to hurt. So we're almost at the front entrance for red. We're slowly making our way through, but I need to come back and deal with this fog here. Okay, we've destroyed one chameleon. We're going to lose an assault vehicle factory. We need to try and get some vehicles out now to replace our standing army. And we can see that JCP army, or I should say Jaguars with the chameleon, just destroyed my special vehicle factory. This is not looking good at all for my base. I'm going to send my Solaris tank back to defend. We're going to use the charge beam. We kill the chameleon tank, but the Jaguar tanks are exposed. So it's just 3 Jaguar tanks. We're going to try and send Zeus tanks to defend. Meanwhile, red is continuing to endlessly spam barracks. It's taking me forever to punch through. I cannot for the life of me punch through. We're going to try and get some more Zeus tanks out. I need to switch my build. I cannot do Torrents anymore. There's just too many units in the mix there for the red player. I've got double assault vehicle factory right now, going for Zeus tank production. Looks like my buildings are in danger there. There's some more Jaguar tanks and porcupines. And we can see here my Torrents are trying to move in close. This was a mistake on my part. I should have just kept my Torrents on the top of the plateau. Here comes my Solaris tank trying to fend off these troops from the green player. So I'm going to send my Solaris tank to go chase after those green players' units. Zeus tank still exerting pressure on the front. Lots of buildings and lots of infantry just being spammed. Here comes yellow with some Hawks firing onto my Solaris tank. My Solaris tank is chasing down these Jaguar tanks from the green player. Keep in mind, green is rank 18, I believe. So I have rank advantage over the green player. Here comes a chameleon army. So we got infantry coming in, we got a chameleon army coming in, we got Hawks coming in. It is a 1v3 battle out here. It is not looking good. I need to regroup. So I'm going to move a little bit closer to my production, try to see if I can fend off the enemy from here. I got to move that Solaris tank back in. The Solaris tank is really critical to my defense here. I cannot lose the Solaris tank at this juncture. If I lose that tank, it is good game. So we're going to continue to just pump out Zeus tanks for the defense. Charge beam goes up for the Solaris tank. We're going to shred some vehicles with that charge beam. Then we're going to move the Solaris tank back under the shield generator. So Zeus tanks are continuing to just fire onto the Grenadiers. And I'm trying to defend the side of my base. Here comes Hawks firing onto my units there. I need to get some anti-air out to defend my base from those Hawks. So these 3 resistance waves are just exerting a lot of pressure on me right now. And my allies are not able to help me because they are out of the game at this point. Okay, we're going to try and push now onto the red player here. Let's see what we can do here. We've got a gold vehicle attack boost going. My Solaris tank is helping out with the assault here. Zeus tanks are slowly but surely making their way through the infantry. This is an absolute grinder though. But I'm going to send my Solaris tank back into my base though, just in case I need to use it for defense. Lots of Hawks coming in though from the yellow player. They are not well upgraded though. They are trying to finish off my Solaris tank. Here comes another chameleon army, more Jaguar tanks rolling in as well, trying to exert that pressure. We're going to do gold common defense boost. Beam activates there. I think we destroyed the chameleon with that, but there might be more in the fold. It looks like there's another chameleon as well. We're still trying to make more Zeus tanks, and we're starting to produce some fire assaults. We need fire assaults to deal with the infantry. This is getting absolutely ridiculous. We're going to fix the X facility there. We can keep that X facility alive. Again, I need easy access to my Solaris tank to help with the fighting overall. Okay, we're starting to finally break through here. We've got Zeus tanks and fire assaults mixed together, and now we're really able to break the red player here. Just continue to try and make as many units as I possibly can. Yellow now trying to move in once again with a couple units there. But I'm starting to crush the red player here. I've still got 2 more resistance players to finish off though, and we'll see what happens. My Zeus tank's trying to do as much damage as possible. I'm trying to take as many units with me as possible. If I cannot win this game, I'm going to make their lives as difficult as possible. Here comes a Leviathan. Hawks coming in from the yellow player once again. They're going to score hits on my Typhoon, but they're taking a crazy amount of damage. These Hawks are not well upgraded. Yellow is taking so many casualties. Yellow will take out my Typhoon, but that has already costed Yellow 3 Hawks to do so. And I think Yellow's going to lose their last 2 Hawks. So Yellow just traded 5 Hawks for 1 Typhoon. That is not a good combination. You can see my Zeus tanks there are a little bit damaged. They did take a tactical nuke earlier from the Leviathan, but this Leviathan is not very well upgraded. Here comes Jaguar tanks from the green player though. Green is trying very hard to finish me off here and to save their ally. So I gotta move my shield generators in. My 2 shield generators, you can't see it from this replay, but they're both running very low on juice. Been trying to use them as much as possible. Here comes the Solaris tank. Solaris once again coming in handy to help me fend off these chameleon armies. I'm going to retreat onto the plateau just to regroup my troops here. And I'm just continuing to produce Zeus tanks as we speak. I'm going to regroup at the top of the plateau there before we fight. And now we're going to move and directly try to take on this fog here. So here we go. Fire Assault's jumping into the mix. I'm going to move my Solaris tank in as well, and we're going to activate the beam. We're going to shred a Chameleon. Very nicely done. The other Chameleon is going to run out of juice there. We're going to finish off Chameleon. Very nicely done. And we can see the Leviathan hovering in from the green player. Green is now going to try and attack me once again. So my Zeus tanks are going to move back in. We need to finish the red player off entirely. If we can finish red, we might have a chance to turn this around. Air raid warning goes up. I've got a Typhoon to support my troops in addition to Zeus tanks. That Leviathan fires the nuke. It's going to dish out some decent damage against my tanks, but that Leviathan is going to go down. Hawks are still coming in from the yellow player. They are trying so hard to finish me off, but I am refusing to let this game be lost. Here comes a bunch of Jaguar tanks moving in, but at this point in the battle, I can sense that I have a chance to win this game. I just need to keep defending against these attacks. Tons of Jaguar tanks moving in, but my Zeus tanks are maxed for their rank, and we can see that they are incredibly tanky against these Jaguar tanks. Green is taking a ton of damage, trying to finish me off. I am going to lose some of these Zeus tanks here, but Green is taking way more casualties than I am. And here comes my Solaris tank to save the day. That's why I had the gold scalp boost on to get my Solaris back in the action. And we are in fact going to finish off the last bits of these Jaguars from the green player. So now it is a 2v1 in this arena, but I have the firepower and I am coming straight for the green player and the yellow player. Those players both know it. They are in big trouble. So we're going to try and get some more factories and infrastructure out. You can see I am HQ5 at this time. I'm going to go ahead and move my ground army onto green. And now we're going to exert pressure. We need to move as aggressively as possible to finish off the green player and the yellow player and get them before they can turn the tide of the battle. So we're coming into the green player's base. Here comes Hawks from the yellow player. Yellow's continuing to try and use aviation to support. Their aviation is taking heavy damage though from my Typhoons, and my Solaris tank is incredibly tanky. It's taking a lot of damage. It's soaking it up really nicely from the Hawks. So my army is just continuing to steamroll these resistance players. They are in huge trouble. Green's going to try and defend against my ground troops here, but it is not going to end well for the green player. I am way too far into their base. Beam goes up and we just shred instantly those 2 chameleons were making that fog army. We see the level 3 factory is in production of the Leviathan. We're going to try and finish off that factory. If we finish off that factory, that's GG's. GG's for the green player. Here comes another Leviathan. So Leviathan is going to launch another tactical nuke at me. Nuke's going to go up. It's going to hit my army. We are going to survive the hit though. And this Leviathan is in fact going to go down pretty soon here. And we can tell that is now a 1v1 at this point. I am refusing to let these resistance players win. I am coming straight for yellow, and yellow knows they are doomed at this point. There is nothing they can do at this point. And we're going to go and move in. Alright, this is pretty much a good game. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching me fight this really intense 3v1 battle. It was a lot of work to do it, but very much worth it. Hopefully you all enjoyed this post. We will see you guys in the next battle. Good luck with your battles. Until then.